So what's been on your mind lately? Loren asked, settling into the chair across from her. Faith opened her mouth to speak, but found herself at a loss for words. It wasn't that she had nothing to say, quite the opposite. She had plenty of things on her mind, but Loren's gaze was so intense, so unsettling, that she found it difficult to concentrate. His eyes seemed to pierce through her, like he was looking for something more than just casual conversation. I've been thinking a lot about life, you know. Faith finally said, her voice shaky. About the things I want to change, the things I want to do. It's just hard to know where to start. Loren's lips curled into a faint smile, though it didn't reach his eyes. You're always so composed, Faith. Always so in control. But do you ever wonder what it would be like to lose that control? To let go, even just for a moment? Faith frowned, a strange chill running down her spine. I don't think I understand what you mean. Loren continued, leaning forward slightly. What happens when someone crosses the line? When something unexpected happens that forces you to give up your control. It's fascinating, don't you think? Faith felt her stomach tighten. There was an odd quality to Loren's voice now, something dark and unsettling. She had never heard him speak like this before. His words were slow, measured and deliberate, as if he was trying to provoke a reaction from her. Loren, what are you talking about? Faith asked, her voice growing more nervous. Loren's gaze never wavered. I just want to understand. How far can someone be pushed before they break? Before they lose that control they're so desperately trying to hold on to. Faith stood up abruptly, her heart racing in her chest. I think I should go, she said, taking a step back toward the door. But Loren was already standing, blocking her path. His expression had shifted, and for the first time, Faith saw something that resembled hunger in his eyes. You can't leave yet, Faith, Loren said softly, his voice almost a whisper. Not until I understand you. Not until I see how you react when everything changes. Faith's pulse quickened as Loren stepped closer, his presence overwhelming. She backed away, her hand reaching for the doorknob, but Loren was too fast. He moved with an unsettling grace, placing his hand on her shoulder and gently steering her back into the room. No, he murmured, you're not leaving yet. Faith's breath caught in her throat as a cold wave of fear washed over her. She had to get out. She had to leave before Loren pushed things too far. But before she could react, Loren's eyes flicked downward, to her feet. The movement was so sudden that Faith barely had time to process it before Loren reached out, his fingers brushing against her ankle, his grip firm but gentle. It was a touch that sent a jolt of panic through her. The shock of it made her freeze, her body stiffening as she pulled back. Loren, Faith gasped, her voice shaking. Stop. Let go of me. But Loren didn't release his hold. His fingers tightened, sending a ripple of discomfort through her body. You don't understand, Faith, he said softly, his voice almost a lullaby. I need to see how you react. I need to know what happens when someone pushes you. The room felt smaller now, the walls closing in on her. Faith's mind raced, her heart hammering in her chest. She could feel her stomach knotting, her body betraying her in the face of Loren's unsettling touch. She had to break free, to escape before this situation escalated further. With a surge of adrenaline, Faith wrenched her foot free and darted for the door. She didn't look back as she stumbled into the hallway, her heart pounding so loudly in her ears that she could barely hear anything else. Loren's voice echoed behind her, but she didn't stop running. Faith, he called out, his tone now tinged with something darker. You can't run from this. You can't hide from me. But Faith didn't care. She couldn't stay. She had to get away from Loren, from the suffocating tension that hung in the air, from the unsettling feeling that something much darker lurked beneath the surface of his charm.